Today I'm making British cooking game pie recipe. Dad's best pie recipe. Okay, to start off with, you want a nice deep pie dish and a pie dish riser. You're going to want 150 grams, 200 grams of bacon lardons. Nice sized chunk of butter there, probably about 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters. Here we have 500 grams of local meat from a local butcher. There's pheasant there, partridge, there's mallard, which is a tub of duck, and there's obviously venison, which is deer. Lovely local Cornish meat. We've got here some pheasant breasts. There's 150 grams of pheasant breasts there. Next up, 2 medium onions, finely diced, 2 big tablespoons of flour, about 10 shallots, and about 12 button mushrooms, along with some carrots, some bay leaf, and some rosemary, some red wine to go in it, and of course the pastry, which I've started to roll out already. And the best news is, this recipe works so well with any kind of dark meat. Any kind of dark meat. So you can make it with chicken thighs, you can make it with beef, anything that's rich and gamey, and you want to give a nice wintry kind of warm flavour to. This recipe works so well. Think about it, in a pie, wherever you fancy. So the first thing we're going to do is get a nice big frying pan and get it nice and hot. We're going to be cooking with butter. We're going to brown the meat to start off with. We've got the pheasant, the partridge, we've got the duck, which is a mallard, and we've got the venison, which is deer. That's all going to go in there, get lovely and brown to start off with. In goes the butter. So what we want to do is get the meat nice and seared and browned all over. Just so you know, there's going to be some flambeing going on in a minute, some really good flames. It's going to be well worth watching. I'll be honest, I wish I could say this is my recipe, but it's not. It's my dad's. So when the meat starts to look like this, that's the time when you want to pull it off and just put it into another bowl. So just pop it in a bowl, put it to one side for a moment. Pop the same pan back without washing up. In goes another chunk of butter. In go the bacon lardons. In goes the chopped up onion. And if this is sort of British food that you like and enjoy, please click that subscribe button. And please click the bell when you subscribe. If you click the bell and turn on all notifications, you'll get a notification every time I upload a video. A lot of friends have told me they haven't seen my videos recently because they haven't been clicking the bell. So please click that bell and subscribe. So just fry them until they're nice and golden. We're just going to get ready for the flambe. What we need for that is about 30 ml or about just over a shot of brandy. Grab that delicious meat you cooked earlier and pop it back in the pan. Look at all the lovely juices that come out of that. Stir it all in together. In goes the brandy. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? It's going to be so tasty. So after that fun, just get your 2 tablespoons of flour and put that across the top there. We're going to mix that together with all the juices that are coming out of this. Make nice pie gravy. So now that's in there, pour in your glass of wine. This is a nice Merlot Cab Sauv. So pour that in there. Give it a nice rich flavour. And then we're going to put in the chicken stock. There's 500 millilitres of chicken stock here. This smells lovely already. In goes the chicken stock. So now the chicken stock's in there, we're going to bring it up to a nice boil. You want to keep stirring it while you bring it to the boil so it doesn't stick. So we brought this to the boil, it's been boiling for about 5 minutes. What we're going to do now is pop in those shallots, and if you remember the carrots, I've just taken a few of those and I've just chopped them up into small pieces. Pop those all in there, and then we're going to pop in a bay leaf. It's quite a big one, fresh one from the garden, and some sprigs of rosemary. Don't worry, we're going to put them in there now and we'll fish them out later on. That's really rich and just what you want for a nice warm winter's pie. Just needs a tiny bit of salt and pepper. Next we're going to turn down the heat and we're going to cover it and simmer it for about an hour. Dads are awesome. I'm lucky enough to have the best one ever. Dad's recipe is fantastic. Do you have a recipe that you love that your mum and dad cook for you or that you learned from them? Let me know in a comment down below. Thanks this one, Dad.
No problem.
Welcome. That's been simmering away now for about half an hour. Stirred it a couple of times so it doesn't stick. Lovely. Smells amazing. I'm going to pop these mushrooms in. Do you remember the mushrooms? I'm going to pop them straight in there. and then we're going to pop that lid back on. Cover that back over and continue to simmer for about 30 minutes more. If you like the look of my super warm winter British Cook hoodie, there's this hoodie and so many more different things in my British Cook merchandise store. There's a link to that down below in the description and in the first comment. Back to the task in hand. That's been cooking away for about an hour or so. Lift that one up. Doesn't that look lovely? And then just pick out those little bits. Give it a stir. I'm going to give this a really quick taste to check for seasoning. If you want to, you can put the pastry straight on top of this and turn it into a pie. I'm going to let mine cool down. I always let mine cool down. I put it into the pie dish, I let it cool down, and then I put the pastry on top afterwards. Look at that, lovely. I've given that a quick check. It definitely doesn't need any seasoning at all. The flavours in there are fantastic. So that's cooled down nicely. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Let's get this covered up in pastry. Okay, so obviously to make this a very easy pie that everyone can make, I've gone out and bought the pastry because that's the easiest way if you want to make a quick pie like this at home, really, really tasty. What I've done is I've popped down a plate there and we're going to cut around the plate and we're going to use some of that pastry to pop on the side there, and then we're going to overlay it and seal it all up, okay? But if you want to make your own pastry, obviously you can. This is puff pastry, bought from the shop. It's really simple, really easy and really quick. So Dad's just going to cut around the pastry there. So as you can see there, we've then got that lovely circle which we're going to put over the pie. So given this is Dad's pie really, I thought we'd let you see how an expert does it. Okay, so Dad's just going to cut it into a strip which he's going to use to seal around the pie. So just going to put a tiny bit of milk on the top of the pie and then put that pastry we've just cut off the strips there around the pie. And the reason we do this is to create a really good seal around that pie. So now we're just brushing the pastry with milk so it sticks. Put the pastry over the pie. It's a tricky bit. We've just made a hole in the top there for the steam to come out of the pie. Here Dad's showing a very technical way to crimp your pie. You can of course use a fork as well. So there we go. Dad's decorated that with, I think that's an acorn. A winter or autumn acorn. Okay, so preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius. And that's going to come up in Fahrenheit now. And what we're going to do quickly is just brush this one with egg before we pop it in the oven. So as you can see, the pie's cooking away lovely there. Unfortunately the acorn has come off the top. But look at that lovely crispy crunchy crust. Okay, so here we go. Here is the pie. Absolutely delicious inside. Look at that lovely pastry as well. Bit of mashed potato and some green beans. Enjoy.